Coming up on Mountain News this morning, some children are now being dropped from Medicaid services, leaving many Kentuckians with more questions than answers. And animals were taken away from a man's home after police say he bit a cat's ear off for biting him first.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning and a happy Tuesday to you, Mountain family. I'm Amelia Lee here with you on this May 13th. It is 6:28 this morning, and it's also time to check on in with meteorologist Eric Dean today. Eric, we've talked about the rain, we've talked about the fog. Do we have any hope for sunshine at all ever?
No. Back to you.
Thank you. That was great.
Take a look here outside right now. You can see we are seeing patchy fog out there at the WYMT studios, as well as Buffalo Mountain, London, Corbin Airport, Pikeville Medical Center. Seeing some fog across the board. Take a look at the temperatures right now. 50s and 60s, low 60s in Whitesburg, as well as Pikeville, 63 in Prestonsburg, 61 Jackson, 59 in Boonville, 61 in Somerset. There's live pinpoint Doppler radar. You can see that rain taking that south to north approach, so we'll keep the rain chances in the forecast as we go throughout the next several hours. If you have plans to go out, make sure you take the rain gear with you, because we'll see temperatures in the mid-70s with thunderstorm chances. I'll have your day you didn't know exist, as well as going beyond the 7-day forecast coming up in the First Alert forecast in a few minutes. But right now at 6:29, we'll toss it back to Amelia.
Thanks, Eric. Some Kentucky families say that they're frustrated and have many questions about recent federal cuts. They say their children were dropped from Medicaid services with little explanation. Those families tell us they can't get answers. Maggie Rickerby talked with two mothers who say their children lost Medicaid coverage.
Trina Martin's 9-year-old daughter, Ellie, has Down syndrome. She requires full-time basic care from her mom and additional specialized care that Martin says is not covered by primary insurance. She says her daughter was approved for the home and community-based waiver in May of 2024. But when it came time for her yearly reassessment,
got a letter that she had been denied. Her level of care no longer met the criteria, which for us was quite interesting because the criteria had not changed, and nor did her medical diagnoses.
Martin says her caseworker resubmitted the application right away.
Immediately denied again. They upheld that. So then that forces us into a whole appeal process.
Martin isn't the only mom in Kentucky dealing with a denial for Medicaid. Angela Four has an 8-year-old son with Down syndrome, and she says last year he met the criteria for the highest level of care. But this year, she says he was denied coverage.
You know, I have to do a lot of daily living things for Jack: bathing, feeding, dressing, toileting, etc. So those all qualified under the home and community-based waiver.
After Four received the denial,
I've reached out to state representatives, lawyers. To me, it's just awful that, you know, they would deny a child with a permanent lifelong genetic disability Medicaid who was previously on it.
Martin and Four say mothers of disabled children across Kentucky have shared similar stories in a Facebook group online. Now they're advocating for change for their kids and others.
I've met these women in these groups and my heart just hurts for them. If I can be their voice while I be the voice of my daughter, I want to be.
I don't plan to give up.
Maggie Rickerby, WKYT.
Our sister station reached out to the Cabinet for Health and Family Services asking why Medicaid coverage was dropped for these children, but did not receive a response. A Southern Kentucky man is facing charges after police say he bit off parts of a cat's ears. Pulaski County Sheriff's deputies were called to a home on Skyview Drive Saturday for a report of a man and woman fighting. The caller told deputies that her boyfriend bit off the cat's ears. They arrested Zachary Rollins, who later confirmed with police he bit the cat's ears off because the cat bit him first.
And so she has 2 broken legs, and her ears had tooth marks on them and were pretty nasty and infected. She also was pregnant, and so, yeah, recently pregnant, I'd say within the last week or so.
The sheriff's office tells us there were numerous cats taken from Zachary Rollins' home. Rollins now charged with torture of a dog or a cat. We have information on how you can help with the cat's recovery expenses on our website, WYMT.com. We're learning new details this week about another animal abuse case, this one in Claiborne County. Authorities believe someone tried to hang this cat who you see on your screen now. She was found with a noose around her mouth and neck. The Claiborne County Animal Shelter named her Shani. Now she's recovering well and is in a safe home, but they still haven't found who's responsible for the abuse or have they been able to find her kittens. If you know anything about this, you're asked to call Claiborne County Sheriff's Office at 423-626-1911. An investigation was launched after human remains were found in a field in Meade County. On Saturday, the Brandenburg Police Department received reports of human remains in a field behind a home in the 1300 block of Old State Road. The remains were collected and taken to the Kentucky Medical Examiner's office in Louisville. Police say there is an open missing person case, but they cannot confirm the remains found are connected. A man is facing charges after state police say he had been distributing sexually explicit videos of minors to one of his social media accounts. An investigation led to the arrest of Jorge Martin Vasquez Jr. After their investigation, police searched his home before interviewing and arresting him. Police confiscated the items he used to perform the crime. A Laurel County man now faces charges after police say he attempted to cash a fraudulent check. Police responded to the report on Friday regarding the fraudulent check that was tried to be cashed at a bank. When Kenneth Taylor noticed that officers were looking for him, he tried to get away. He was arrested a short time later after he was stuck in traffic. Staying in Laurel County, a man is facing charges after police say he placed his hands around a woman's throat. London police responded to a domestic dispute at a home on Village Street May 3rd. They say Robert Smith pushed the victim into a chair before putting his hands around her throat. Police say he later obtained a firearm before pointing it at the victim's head, threatening to kill her. One person is dead after a drowning in eastern Kentucky. Officials with Lee County 911 say they received a call about a person falling in the South Fork of the Kentucky River near Beattyville during the weekend. Yesterday, the coroner's office identified the person as 70-year-old Kathy Peters. In Boyd County, police are investigating a deadly crash involving a motorcycle. Boyd County 911 dispatchers say the crash happened along Winchester Avenue and 23rd Street Monday morning. The Boyd County Coroner's Office says 38-year-old Everett B.J. Akers was killed in that crash. Officials say he was pronounced dead at the scene due to blunt force from that crash. We continue our coverage of a trend we first told you about last week. It's now called the Social Media Laptop Fire Challenge. It's a trend where students try to short out their school-issued device, which could lead to a fire. Licensed psychologist Dr. Catherine Stone says these trends online don't typically come with any warnings about the potential dangers or the consequences.
They're trying to be noticed and to be seen. And so one step to that is you follow one of these trends and people laugh, or there's all the talk about it before you do it and all the discussion after. The kids' algorithms probably aren't filled with the consequences that have occurred. Their algorithms are filled with people that have done it and how funny it was and how all their friends rallied around them.
Stone says it's best to have open conversation about online trends. While that means being direct about consequences, they say it's not about scolding, but instead making it into a teaching moment. There are less than 2 weeks to apply for FEMA assistance for those recent February floods. Homeowners and renters in several eastern Kentucky counties have until May 25th to apply for federal disaster assistance. If you want to apply, there are multiple ways to do so. You can go online to disasterassistance.gov. You can call the FEMA helpline at 800-621-3362, or you can use the FEMA mobile app. Senator Mitch McConnell announced that HUD is allocating more than $1.5 million to Kentucky for the Recovery Housing Program. The program was created by Senator McConnell's Comprehensive Addiction Recovery through Effective Employment and Reentry Act. It's also known as CAREER. It is intended to increase access to safe transitional housing to those in addiction recovery while they rehabilitate and re-enter the workforce. Senator McConnell provided a statement about the funding. Here's part of it. Quote, "The CAREER Act is a crucial tool in our fight to end the crisis, targeting resources into life-saving organizations that support Kentuckians' recovery and their reentry into the workforce." I've been proud to champion Career Act funding over the years and support these organizations' heroic efforts as they help Kentuckians break free from addiction. Governor Andy Beshear was in northeastern Kentucky yesterday. The governor attended a ribbon cutting for the renovation of Cannonsburg Elementary School. For 2 years, students were attending school at the old Boyd County High School while crews worked on the renovations. Officials say the renovated building will provide state-of-the-art classrooms for their students.
The groundbreaking is the progress. We see it moving, but the ribbon cutting is the reality. It means the kids are now getting this benefit. It means people are going to be able to pursue their pathways. So today is the true day to celebrate, because now the lives of these kids are going to be better, as are the lives of every other kid that comes through.
Boyd County Superintendent Bill Boblett thanked all of those who participated in the completion of this project. If you use Kentucky 844 in Morgan County, listen up. You might need to find another way to travel on Saturday. Officials say the road will be closed at mile .7 for the replacement of a drain pipe. Work will start at 8 in the morning and it's expected to be done by 3 that afternoon. It's just northeast of Havens Road. You can use US 460 or Kentucky 205 and Kentucky 191 as alternate routes. Road work started yesterday on Kentucky 752 in Boyd County. That road is closed for a culvert replacement from Durbin Road to Rakes Lane. There will be detours on either side of that road. You can expect delays in the area, and there's no word yet on when that work will be complete. The Lee County Fiscal Court is receiving more than $42,000 in emergency road aid funds. The funding will be used to repair a slide on Crestmont Road. The slide being repaired is about 7/10 of a mile northeast of Todd's Road.
Current time is now 6:39. You can see here on our tower cam, it is foggy out there. 59 is the current temperature. Our dew point's at 59 with your temperature and your dew point very close together. There's your patchy fog right there. And we're not the only place seeing reduced visibility. Look at Jackson, 4-mile visibility, 3-mile visibility in Harlan, 7-mile visibility in Manchester. As you get the kiddos ready for the bus stop, keep that rain chance in the forecast. 62 will be the temperature by 8 a.m. as they make their way home. We'll see temperatures right around 73 degrees with thunderstorm chances. Amelia.
Thanks for joining us at 6:40. Still to come on Mountain News this morning. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. One baseball stadium takes that to heart with new ways to reuse cooking oil.